up everyone, how's it going? Simon here from CD Revival, and today I'm going to do a CD update video. So stuff that I've bought in the last, since the last update video really. So yeah, a few bits and pieces, some from eBay, from like car boot sales, charity shops, what have you. So yeah, a few bits to be going on with, and we'll give you a run through of what I've picked up and where I got it from, etc. Starting off with some that I bought from eBay. This one, another one for the Halloween collection, straight out of hell. This one, haven't had a chance to check this one out yet though, but it looks pretty cool. It's cool artwork. And this one is from 2003, I think. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Big fan of Halloween. Cool cover, I say. Pretty good. Need to check this one out soon. Next, what have we got? We have got this one I got from a CD stall, basically in a market. This was the only one that was any good that he had, and it's basically the CD single of Gold by Prince, or the Symbol as he was known at the time. So this contains an edited version of the song Gold from the Gold Experience album. And it also has Rock and Roll is Alive and It Lives in Minneapolis, which is a non-LP track, so it's only on this, and that's a really cool track as well. And it's got an extended version of I Hate You, which is also from the Gold Experience. So 3 good tracks on there. Nice cover and nice gold CD. So I was happy to get that. I think I paid £1.50 for that, so pretty happy with that one. This one's another eBay one, Great Adventures of Slick Rick. So this is old school hip hop. This is one of the Def Jam remasters. Pretty cool album. Say old school hip hop, which is my favourite kind. Slick Rick did a lot of work with like Dougie Fresh, for example, was on like The Show and Lali Dali. Neither of those are obviously on this album, but cool album, cool storyteller, and a decent album. This one, where did I get this one from? I think this was a charity shop. I think I paid £1 for this. So it was a bit slim pickings, but Scorpions Classic Bites. Got most of their albums, to be fair. This one's obviously like a greatest hits kind of thing, but it's a weird one, to be honest with you, because it's mainly later stuff. So there's no like Blackout, there's no sort of Rock You Like a Hurricane or anything like that, but it's all sort of Crazy World era. So it's got stuff from Crazy World, Tease Me Please Me. It's got a live version of In Trance on it. But yeah, it's mostly stuff Don't Believe Her. So mostly stuff that Wind of Change as well as on here. So yeah, for the sort of 3 albums. So that would have been, yeah, Crazy World. I'm looking at my Scorpions collection now. Can't really see it. But yeah, the latter albums anyway. But still pretty cool. Probably, I don't know if you can see the track listing there. But yeah, I thought I would grab it for £1. It's worth it, you know, just to chuck on in the car. Another eBay one. This is one that I've wanted for a while. This is the Rocky IV soundtrack. Super cool film and soundtrack. Probably my favourite of the Rocky films. Rocky 3 probably runs it quite close, but yeah, saw this at the cinema back in the day. I think I saw it twice at the cinema. It's got the 2 Survivor tracks, Burning Heart and Eye of the Tiger on here, and it's got Living in America, James Brown, obviously No Easy Way Out, Robert Tepper, the classic, and Sweetest Victory, and some instrumental stuff, Hearts on Fire. Just a banging soundtrack album. Yeah, well happy to get that one. De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. I think these are now available to stream after not being available to stream for a long time, but still quite tricky to get hold of. This was yeah, an eBay purchase. Actually got it for a reasonable price. I think it was about £4 or something. You do see them going for a lot more, maybe slightly less now that you can stream it, but yeah, this was kind of, you know, when you go on eBay listings and they're kind of listed wrong, so it wasn't even listed as De La Soul. I think that's why it was able to pick it up so cheaply. So yeah, quality album from, you know, fairly old school, early 90s hip hop. This one, I think 1989, I think this one came out on Tommy Boy Records. This has got like an orange front cover as well. I'm not sure if that's the original or not, but I kept it on there regardless. So good album. Me, Myself and I, Potholes in My Lawn, stuff like that. Magic Number, classic old school track. But yeah, do like that one. This is I Care Because You Do by the Aphex Twin. Electronic. This one is yeah, one of his better albums. I think all of his stuff is pretty cool. So yeah, Alberto Balsam's on here. Ventolin as well, which Mrs. CD Revival was very unimpressed with when I put that on, and with the classic line, it's not even really music, which, to be fair, I couldn't really argue. It is a bit of a row, but at the same time it is cool. But yes, great stuff all the way through, really. Come On You Slags as well, which is another classic track. But yeah, excellent album from the Aphex Twin, really cool. Got this one, which I did used to have on vinyl, Warrior Soul, Drugs, God and the New Republic. Haven't re-listened to this one since I got it, but it is a good one. I think this must be late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, 1991 this one came out. Title track probably the best one on here, but got some good stuff, need to revisit that one. I picked up this one, well, you saw my Queen ranking recently, so I didn't have this at the time, but did manage to pick this one up from eBay once again, which is the soundtrack to Flash Gordon. It was quite low in my ranking. If you were interested in the full ranking, go check that one out if you haven't already. But yeah, not a bad album. I say it's got some good stuff on it, like the Hero and Flash's theme. The rest of it's all sort of instrumental for the film Flash Gordon, really. But pretty happy to have it in the collection, really. There's only one or two that I don't have now, Hot Space, I think, and the Made in Heaven. But yeah, happy to have that one. This is another eBay one, Frank Zappa, Mothers of Invention, Weasels Rip My Flesh, iconic cover. Quite weird one, even by Frank standards, but still really, really cool. It's got My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama on it. But yeah, awesome. So yeah, there's tons of Zappa stuff, which, you know, I'll never collect it all, but that's another one for the collection. And this one, which I didn't have, but I've been umming and ahhing over for a while, is 2112 by Rush. This is the remaster once again. Yeah, not a massive Rush fan, but they are cool. This is probably the best album of theirs that I've heard, my favourite. Obviously the 2112 sort of whole long song is, you know, is really, really cool. Geddy Lee's voice doesn't really get on my nerves like he does a lot of people. But yeah, just a really good album, man. 2112, classic. This one I used to have on cassette, finally got it on CD. Mama Said Knock You Out, LL Cool J. A good album of his, title track's an absolute slammer. Milky Cereal's on here as well, which is good. Round the Way Girl. What else is on here? Jingling Baby. If you like hip hop, once again, I prefer the old school style stuff. This is, say, one of the Def Jam remasters once again. Yeah, one of his better albums, to be honest with you. Really, really cool. Butthole Surfers, Electric Larryland. Not their best album. They start to become not super commercial, but slightly, CDs come out, slightly more commercial than maybe their earlier stuff. But still a really cool album. Pepper's on here, which is, I think, probably their biggest hit. So yeah, if you like Butthole Surfers, this one is worth having. Apparently they might be reissuing them, so I was told. Someone mentioned that on my Facebook page, actually. So that would be really cool, because these albums are starting to get really hard to get hold of, the Butthole Surfers album. So it'd be good to get them. Another eBay one, Tribe Called Quest. Their first album, I think it is, Pimple's Instinctive Travels on the Paths of Rhythm. really liked this one back in the day. This is a really cool album. It's got Can I Kick It on here, Bonita Applebum, Left My Wallet in El Segundo, probably the most famous tracks, but loads of really good, well, every track's a good track on here, really is a cool album. Got this one, this is the History of House. This is a double CD. It's a random Channel 4, which is a UK channel. So yeah, History of House music, and for a change it's actually not bad, which is the reason I picked it up. So it has got like the cool like original stuff like Your Love, Frankie Knuckles, and it's also got Can You Feel It, Mr. Fingers, Someday by CeCe Rogers, and most of it is fairly kind of good. It's got a few bits on it that are a bit like but yeah, Little Fluffy Cows by Orb is a really cool one as well. But yeah, in the main, it's not actually bad. It's pretty good collection. There's a quick look if you want to have a look at the track listing, but got some good stuff on there, so pretty happy to get that. Don't mind a house collection if it's got some good, say, especially the older stuff. On a Ragga Tip by SL2, that's a banger. Energy Flash, Joey Beltram. Chime by Orbital, yeah, loads of really good stuff on there. And then pretty much this is what I picked up at the car boot sale last Sunday. This one's a CD single, David Lee Roth, Nightlife, which is off the Your Filthy Little Mouth album, I think. This is like a double CD. You have to take my word for it. Oh, here we go. 2 CDs in there, so it was you had to buy both bits and they go together. This one's numbered. Actually not even worth that much, but I think I only paid like £1 or something for it, £1.50 maybe. But yeah, Nightlife, the track on both, and then some live stuff, some Van Halen live stuff as well. Panama Jump, Big Train, She's My Machine, which is a solo track. But yeah, so that's another one for the David Lee Roth collection. Thought it'd be worth a bit more than it is, but it wasn't. Anyway, double CD box set, not box set, but fat box CD, Quadrophenia by The Who. I quite like The Who. I was happy to pick this up for a decent price. Say car boot sales in very good condition. It's got the full sort of booklet with all the photographs and what have you in it as well. So yeah, that's really nice. Really cool album by The Who. Police, Zenyatta Mondatta. You don't see these in the wild too often, so they're fairly popular still. This one's a good album. I think this was their maybe 3rd album. Don't Stand So Close to Me is on here. Da Do 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 Da 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 Da. They're probably the most famous tracks on there. But yeah, cool album. Marillion, Misplaced Childhood. This is a good one. Once again, this is from the car boot. I got these as a job lot from a guy. I think they were tenner for maybe the Police and Quadrophenia and this one and some other one as well. Probably come to that in a minute. Not sure which one it was. Might be the David Lee Roth one actually. Anyway, regardless, this is Misplaced Childhood. Maybe their 2nd album. I'm not a massive Marillion expert. But yeah, I thought I'd pick it up. It's got Kaylee on it, Lavender, probably the most famous tracks on here, so we'll definitely give that a go, and maybe get some more of their Fish era albums. I don't know, maybe let me know what you think are the best ones. Another Police album, Synchronicity. This one's really cool, revisited this the other day as well. Yeah, some really good stuff on here. Synchronicity 2 is a brilliant track. Obviously it's got Every Breath You Take on here, King of Pain, Wrapped Around Your Finger. But yeah, it's a bit more different to their early albums, a bit more experimental, but this was their last album they did as a band as well, so happy to have that. I've only just missing Ghost in the Machine now for my Police complete discography, so we'll try and grab that in the near future. This is the Best of Suede. This is the 2-disc set, which has got a lot of good stuff on it. Very tight slipcase on here. But yeah, it's quite nice. It's got all the album and single covers inside as well. 2 discs. And yeah, British band from the early 90s. Well, they're still going, I think. But So it's got all the classics from their first album, things like Animal Nitrate, Beautiful Ones. That wasn't even on the first album. Drowners, Pantomime Horse, My Insatiable One, all of those really good stuff. It's got Film Star on there. Yeah, loads of really good stuff actually. A few B-sides as well. So if you're a fan of the band, this is probably a good place to start, because it has got most of their best stuff on it. That's the track listing once again. Yeah, first album of theirs is superb, and they've done a lot of good stuff actually. They are a good band. Next we have U2, best of 1990 to 2000. I've got the first best of one. Picked this one up because it's got like the B-sides on it as well, and B-sides and some remixes. So once again, double disc set. Whoop. Double disc set once again. Nice booklet as well. But yeah, fan of U2, so pretty happy to have that. This one is clearly an ex-library edition of Jan Hammer Escape from Television, which is mainly, as you can probably tell by the font on there, it's pretty much music from the TV show Miami Vice, which was big in the 80s. But yeah, I listened to this the other day, man. It's absolutely banging. It's really cool to drive around and pretend you are, you know, Crockett or something. But yeah, it's got Crockett's theme on here. It's got the Miami Vice theme, Forever Tonight. If you're a fan of 80s synth pop, then this is the album for you. We have this one. I'm not really too familiar with this album, Morrissey, Years of Refusal. Morrissey, who's obviously not even super popular now because, you know, he said stuff that people didn't like. I have no opinions on what he says, but I do quite like his music. I don't get involved in people's politics. I'm just all about the music, so that is that. But yeah, not checked this one out yet. The cover's a bit weird. Him holding baby. It's not even a baby, he's kind of quite a big child, but whatever. But yeah, we'll give that a listen at some point. And finally, I only got this one today. Got this through the post today. Public Image Limited, Flowers of Romance. A noisy album. Once again, something that I would not play with Mrs. CD Revival in the room or in the car, because she would not enjoy it. Yeah, quite a discordant album, very drum and noise with Lydon's wailing over the top. But yeah, fan of Public Image Limited, trying to get all of their stuff. But some of their stuff is quite tricky to get for a reasonable price, but I did get this one for a reasonable price, so happy to have that in the collection. Yeah, that is that. So that is my most recent CD update. This is stuff that I've got in the last, I don't know, couple of weeks. But yeah, it keeps coming in. I've had to have a bit of a rearrange because I'm starting to run out of space again, so yeah, nice. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of what I've got, and anything you want to see in the future, obviously let me know in the comments. Really appreciate you all watching. Everyone that subscribed, so grateful for that. Massively helps, and obviously spurs me on to make more videos, because, you know, more subscribers you get, you think, well, it's actually worth it. So cool. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching once again, and I'll catch you all next time. Take it steady. Cheers.